mystery virus started here in the city of Wuhan.
Down with an
Chinese
unusual
authorities
form of
pinpointing
pneumonia.
its source to
China
this
officially
market.
reports these cases to the World Health Organization of emergency. Shelter in place. And the next day,
The coronavirus pandemic is showing no signs of slowing down, with global deaths expected to hit 2 million today.
Most people who get sick with COVID-19 won't need hospital treatment. But based on BBC, for the around 10% people who do, especially those are older and have health complications, a ventilator can save their life. This can help patients to get the oxygen they need and also keeps the lungs open much as possible to get the oxygen into their bloodstream to help them breathe. When patients are put in a ventilator, they are intubated. That means the tube is placed on a mouth or sometimes straight to the windpipe in the neck. The other end of the tube is attached to a ventilator unit which blows air and oxygen to the patient's lungs. A ventilator can provide pressure to open up the lungs so that the tiny air sacs don't collapse.
That are required to support people's breathing, and they're not something that can be created or crafted quickly. And right now, there is a limited supply, everywhere, and certainly for the surge in the kinds of sick patients that we're seeing.
Therefore, if researchers are able to create a low-cost, fast, and high-quality ventilator, ventilators could be more accessible for these situations where there are either a high number of respiratory patients or limited funds available. But the question is, how? The MVM project was born out of the need to ensure ventilator access for those who need them during the COVID-19 pandemic. One way of meeting this need is increased production of high-capacity, moderate-cost ventilators, a design specification met by MVM that is way cheaper than typical high-end intensive care unit equipment. The MVM is designed to similarly meet the requirements of ventilator as simply as possible. The design was optimized to permit large-scale production in a short time and at a limited cost, relying on off-the-shelf components and readily available worldwide from hardware suppliers. A patient on the MVM requires only a source of compressed oxygen or compressed medical air and electrical power. The main difference of MVM and other mechanical ventilators is that it will use electrically driven pneumatic valves rather than mechanical switches. This enables quick progress from design to inexpensive mass production of safe, reliable ventilators for hospitals and patients around the world. The modular design can be adapted to swap out parts based on their availability in different regions of the world. There are two common modes of a mechanical ventilation. Pressure control mode is a pressure-targeted time cycle mode of ventilation. During inspiration, the ventilator adjusts the flow rate to keep the airway pressure at the set level. Therefore, the respirator delivers the preset volume or pressure regardless of the patient's own inspiratory efforts. The other one is assist control mode, which is a volume cycle mode of ventilation. It works by setting a fixed tidal volume that the ventilator will deliver at set intervals of time or when the patient initiates a breath.
The machine will respond to every patient breath, and in this case the patient stopped breathing, fell back to sleep, and if the patient starts breathing and is anxious and takes a lot of breaths in a row, the rate will increase.
MVM is designed to work in a pressure control mode, which appears to be the correct operation mode for the COVID-19 patients, for whom a high pressure may damage further the lungs. MVM actually can be operated in both independent ventilation or pressure-controlled ventilation and patient-assisted control mode. When it comes to physics, electromagnetic interference or EMI can have an impact on medical equipment, including mechanical ventilators. Mechanical ventilators placed in hospitals are usually placed in the presence of several other medical equipment in close proximity, and all of them contain some type of electric unit or electronic components. There is a very high chance of all these medical devices emitting electromagnetic signals and affecting the working of the devices nearby. During the normal functioning of most electrical equipment, some amount of current flows along the earth conductor towards the earth. Known as leakage current, it can cause harm to humans who came in contact with this current. With medical devices such as ventilators placed in physical contact on a patient's body, this becomes a serious problem. Therefore, for medical equipment like ventilators, very low leakage current is an important specification that they need to comply with. By using EMI shielding, it can protect key components in medical devices like ventilators from electromagnetic interference and radio frequency interference because this protects the sensitive signal from external electromagnetic signals or prevents the stronger signal from leaking out and interfering with surrounding electronics. This is achieved by using a metallic screen to absorb the electromagnetic interference that is being transmitted through the air. The metal screen completely surrounds either the sensitive electronics or the transmitting electronics, and it can absorb the transmitted signals and causes a current within the body of the screen. The current is later on absorbed by a ground connection. By absorbing these transmitted signals before they reach the sensitive circuitry, the protected signals is kept clean of electromagnetic interference, maximizing shielding effectiveness. In conclusion, if there aren't enough ventilators to go around, then health workers will be forced to make extremely difficult decisions about who receive healthcare. With the MVM currently in final prototyping to ensure compliance against clinical requirements, hopefully this project can launch soon to help the patients in need.